Greetings from snowy, cold, windy Indianapolis, Indiana. This is Bishop Williams for my December edition of the newsletter, opening and introduction of the newsletter this month. Well, it's been a glorious season, and I've been waiting a long time to make this particular presentation for the newsletter because of what it means for me and my family. Next year at this time, we'll be going back to, God willing, we live through it and stay the same. I'll be retiring from the United States military after 20 years of service. This time next year, we'll be back home in San Antonio and having our New Day service celebration at my father's business fellowship there in Kirby, Texas. And I'll be retired from the United States military. I've been waiting a long time to say this. We've been traveling these last 13 plus years, living in Guam, Italy, and around the world, and we thank God for all we've seen, all that we've experienced, but we also thank God to be getting back home, getting the ministry back open, back started, and also getting settled in our home in San Antonio, Texas. So we're truly excited about that, and I've been waiting many years to make that presentation. But this month, I continue the series on marriage, and for this one, I talked about what marriage is and what a wife is. And truly I can say in the season of life, in the season of giving, that a wife is from God. I've been blessed to have a wife, and I tell you, men, we need to really understand that when Adam was lonely in the garden and God said that it's not good for man to dwell alone, and God knows that man needed help me to help him in this life. He knew what he was doing. And the Bible tells us that God put Adam to sleep, and he brought a woman to Adam as a gift. He escorted her to Adam, and that was the first marriage. Marriage is an institution of God. It's not an American institution. It's not a world institution. It's not some from man. It's an institution of God, designed by God, created by God, instituted by God, and we can't change that. And in this season of giving, in this season of life, when Christ is coming to the world, the thing that I can tell you that I'm blessed to have, the greatest blessing I have on this earth, besides Christ in my life and his salvation, his redemption blood, is my wife. She is a person that God gave me that I needed. She is a person that's responsible a big responsible for who I am now. She's gave me 2 beautiful children, and also she's my best friend. So we need to understand that if you're a man listening to this video and you don't have a wife, pray that God send you one, because that'll help you in so many areas. And if you have a wife and you don't appreciate your wife, you need to get yourself together, because she was a gift from God. If you believe marriage is an institution of God and not some kind of American institution where you can just go and get divorced and keep trying over and over and do things like that, we need to understand that marriage is a woman, the wife that you have, is an institution of God. She is not somebody that stands behind you. She's somebody that stands with you. She's somebody that you need for support. She is your helpmeet. She is not under you. She's not your slave. She's not somebody that you rule over. She's somebody that you do things together to build a family. And in this time that we live in, families have been thrown under the bus. We don't respect families no more. We're trying to make all kind of different kind of families, call everything family. But there's only really one way to make a family, and that's with a husband and a wife and children unto God. So we need to understand that. And we're truly excited about what God is doing. I'm truly excited about this time that we've had overseas and around the world, because it's really blessed us to see that, you know, whether you live in Italy, you live in Guam, go to Japan, go to Germany, people want the same thing. People want to be loved. People want to find someone very special that they can love for the rest of their life with. We need to understand that divorce should be a final option. Sometimes it's necessary in many cases. Sometimes you need to separate, especially when it gets violent. But you need to understand that if you have a wife, that you have a beautiful thing. And I thank God for the gift that he's given me. I cherish that, and I understand that I needed that. Many times early on in marriage, I didn't listen to my wife, and I got myself in a whole lot of trouble. So I learned very early that, I listened to her, what she had to say. I listened to what she the advice she given me, because I know she's giving the best advice that I can ever get. So I'm thankful for her. I'm thankful for my 2 beautiful daughters. I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for this season, because I know it's not about making resolutions for next year. It's about, what are you going to do next year? What are you going to bless God next year? That's the question I have. That we make all these resolutions and make all these plans and promises, but the question I have, what are you going to do for God in the next year? Whose life are you going to invest in? what time you're going to take out to bless somebody and do something for God. God has blessed you all these years. You know, we live in a time that we want to just take and take and take and want God to bless us and bless us. But God has blessed us. What are you going to do this year to make your life better, to change your life, to change your situation, to change your circumstances? Are you going to keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result? That's insanity. Are you going to keep waiting for God to move while you sit and wait? No, you must understand that going into 2012, that if you want something different, you got to do something that you've never done, and that takes looking to the hills from which comes your help. That's take educating yourself, getting out your box, getting out your comfort zone, and growing. We're coming back to San Antonio for this New Day service, and we're excited. We're on the move. We thank God for Elder Grace and Sister Grace, what they're doing down in Corpus. They're feeding the hungry, they're clothing the hungry, they're doing what the Bible says. So we thank God for that. We're truly excited about what God is doing. I'm truly excited about next year, and God bless us, we live to see it. We're coming back to San Antonio, looking forward to what God has done. So I thank God for you, and for you men again. Look at your wife. She's a great gift from God. And marriage is the institution of God. And I'll see you next month.